It is imperative that we evaluate and monitor the various interventions of the government that uplifts the well-being of its citizen to ensure that the government funds and taxpayers' money are used properly. The project evaluation study is a process that critically examines a program. It involves collecting and analyzing information about a program's activities, characteristics, and outcomes. Its purpose is to make judgment about the program, to improve its effectiveness, and to inform programming decisions. The performance of the project is assessed through the following criteria: relevance of the objectives, efficiency, effectiveness, impact, and sustainability. The objectives of the study is to assess the relevance of the objectives, efficiency, effectiveness, impact, and sustainability of the SLP project to the Dswd, and to serve as a basis to improve program design and implementation. For its methodology, the study makes use of secondary data analysis and key informant interviews. The evaluation study is limited to the assessment of the Track 1 Microenterprise Development modality of the Sustainable Livelihood Program of the Department of Social Welfare and Development as a means to improve the socio-economic well-being of the identified poor. But before we go further in our study, it is necessary for us to understand, why do our country need such intervention? Why are we poor?
Layunin ng Dswd na maiangat ang Pilipinas mula sa kahirapan sa pamamagitan ng Sustainable Livelihood Program. Sa programang ito, mga kabuhayang kayang makipagsabayan sa mga pang-araw-araw na gawain ang niyayari upang masigurado ang mas pangmatagalang benepisyo at kabuhayan ng bawat pamilya.
Nang nakapos sa financial, siyempre budget ang baon ng mga bata.
Kung aasa lang po kami dun sa kita po ng aming mga asawa, wala, hindi po yun kakasya, kulang na kulang.
Kahit nga sa pagwawalis sa kalsada, hindi mo ako mapapawalis dyan eh. Kasi ang katawiran ko, bahala sila sa basura nila.
Sa estado po ng buhay, lalo na ngayon, dahil marami namin mga pinagdaan ng mga pagsubok, hindi yun dahilan para huminto. and kailangang mag-move on at maituloy yung buhay.
Nung naging beneficiary ako ng Pantawid, isang mapagpalang araw sa akin yun kasi alam kong kailangan ng mga anak ko yung tulong. Kaya nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon. And yun nga, ang laking tulong nun. Ang laki po ng pagkakaiba kasi nagkaroon po ng kunting negosyo na
Pinagkakakitaan. Ito yung sa tindahan, yung mga gulay, prutas, yan po yung mga mantika, bagoong, may gano'n. Nagluluto po kami ng almusal. Nagtitinda po kami ng lugaw, ng pansit. Kami po talaga nagluluto. Pero sa bahay po.
nadagdagan din yung puhunan sa tulong ng Dswd. Kahit pa paano nabibili yung kanilang mga pangangailangan, dagdag talaga pambaon at sa pangangailangan ng mga bata. Pero naranasan ko kasi na hindi lang pera yung naitulong. Hindi mahalaga yung pera kahit nga ganun yung binibigay nila sa amin. Mas malaki yung naitulong na mga naitulong sa amin. Meron kaming mga training na ibinibigay sila sa amin. At yun yung malaking tulong talaga yung mga training na yun. Tinuturuan kami kung paano magnegosyo ng Dswd, kung paano magtipid, kung paano gamitin yung pera sa tamang pamamaraan. Doon din ako natuto na maging isang ina, maging asawa, maging mamamayan, nakisama, yung makisalamuha sa iba.
Yung iba, sinasabihan din po namin na sumali sa mga ganitong programa kasi nga po naranasan namin na maging isang mabuting beneficiary ng Dswd, yung sa Pantawid.
Ganda talaga, hindi mo makakalimutan yung naitulong nila at naituro na magagamit mo sa panghabang buhay mo talaga. Doon ko masasabi na ganito pala yung maging totoong tao.
Since the municipality is a fourth-class municipality and with limited income, we're not capable to provide all the needs of our constituents. Thus, we opted to tap the services of other national and regional and provincial agencies in order to help attain the goals and the vision of our constituents for sustainable livelihood. We are in partnership with, most especially with the Department of Social Welfare and Development, and we ask the help for the trainings of the women in livelihood from the Dswd and the OST. We also ask the help of the Department of Agriculture, wherein they were provided with seeds to be planted in their backyards, and it also serves as their other source of income, wherein they can sell the produce from their vegetable gardens or the backyard gardening. The Department of Agriculture is also extending trainings on the production of livestock and poultry, especially native chicken, wherein the budget was also provided not only by the LGU but also with the Department of Social Welfare and Development. We had a tripartite agreement with the University of Antique, wherein they helped us in the production of banana, which were greatly damaged by Typhoon Yolanda. And as of this month, the farmers have already their produce, and the women's group in the Livelihood program are now using the banana for banana chips, for banana candies, and other products out of banana.
KCARC, short for Chris Culinary Arts and Restaurant Services Institute, Incorporated, was first established in 2002. It is a family enterprise owned and managed by the Carillo family, and it is located in Sambag, Haro, Iloilo City. In 2002, still known as Chris Handicraft Resources, it started its operation with a community-based trainings on livelihood program with the Technology and Livelihood Education students of University of San Agustin High School Department. The company's vision is to be the center of livelihood training program for the realization of the national goal of socio-economic development. Its mission is to deliver livelihood skills, trends, ideas, opportunities, market, and entrepreneurial endeavors, and to equip the trainees with necessary knowledge, appropriate skills, and proper work attitude to become efficient and responsive entrepreneurs. In October 8, 2013, another partnership with the Dswd Region 6 was materialized. KCARC and C7 Professional Mobile Skills Training and Services combine their skills and initiatives in providing to the SLP Sustainable Livelihood Program clients of the SWD. They also cater both soft trades and hard trades training.
Mrs. Basilia Valdivieso of Barangay Santo Niño Norte, Aravelo, is a 62-year-old mother of 6 and a grandmother of 2. Because of her sheer determination to alleviate her family living condition, she tapped whatever opportunity comes her way. She sees the opportunity opened up when she joined the Sayakay Association organized in her barangay in 2012. She gained access to technical and financial support that complemented her skills to pursue her novelty enterprise. But during the group interview, the team found out that her case is another story to tell.
Dahil naka-record na, nguya man kita. Nausar ko gid ang gintudlo bala sa akon sang DTI kag ang sa ikarsi. Galing ang gusto ko lang tani nga ipabutyag ang mga tani ang paghatag nila sang kwarta sa tapos na lang tani sang training, hindi sa umpisa. Kay kun amo sina parehas abi sa akon, nausar ko ang kwarta sa akon kinanglanon sa sulod balay, gimbakal ko sang amon nga sudan kag sang bugas. Amo na gani nga namroblema naman ako kag nangutang naman ako para sa pagbakal ko sa mga beads.
Mio Antique, 15 minutes past 4 o'clock in the morning. Gloria Wayang, 49, a farmer's wife, quickly gets out of the bed and proceeds to the kitchen. She fills the kettle with water, puts it on the fire, and gets a cup and readies the mixed powdered ginger and turmeric. Through the DSWD Sustainable Livelihood Program, she and the other beneficiaries were sent to San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, to train on processing and making herbal products. The abundant supply of ginger and turmeric in their barangay and the seed capital from DSWD's SLP, Gloria trained her hands in processing these raw materials into tea. At the beginning, it was a challenge, she admitted. It was a trial and error. The whole process from the peeling of raw materials up to packaging, which is done manually, was strenuous. Good thing, Johnny and their children are always there, ready to help her. On November 15, 2012, John's Health Products got registered with the Department of Trade and Industry. With this, the family is now earning an average income of as much as 20,000 pesos a month. Producing powdered health products for tea may be arduous, but the Wayans are not letting down. This business has brought us to where we are now. I don't want to get through again the hardships that we experienced before, Gloria said. While theirs may not yet be considered a rags to riches story, Gloria's unwavering enthusiasm to lift her family's living condition will surely inspire many. Her hands may be wrinkled and callous, but like Midas' touch, every ginger and turmeric she touches eventually turns into gold.
May motor sila, tapos may sari-sari, ano tawag? Sari-sari store. Dati, naging barangay kagawad siya, tapos ngayon, SPMC siya ng Kalay. Yung road yung ano nila yung kurso nila sa Kalay, tapos nakapasok din sila ngayong first cycle. Naging power yung mga tao.
Ito yung palagi naman kami nakikita doon. Pagbalik niya, galing Mindanao. 20 years kami nag-asawa. Nakaanak ako. Halos nakahinga. Maliit ang mga anak ko. Sobra. Parang hindi ko na yata tumapastilan yung mga anak ko. Marami. Ginagawa yun para makapila. Kaya po na nagtrabaho sa construction. Itindang nakatulog sa sayo para lang makapila.
Pag-abot kang 4-piece sa amon didya, sinong itik raman ako ti may ambal ka na tenged nga tanaman bilang membro sa sangka family roaster kang 4-piece sa ana pamilya ano ko man sinong itik nga tanagid mabinuligan kag mayad man ang ana ginapakita bilang membro kang programa namon kag nagasunod man kun hindi si Mrs. na maka tambong kang meeting o kung family development session tana dya aktibo sa pag-attend kang sinong itik dya sa pag-abot kang Sustainable Livelihood Project. Diyata na nag-angat sa may kapikaduhon nga pag sitwasyon kang ana pangabuhi tungod nga may bulig man ang SLP kana nga para nga i-kapital sa ana business dito sa may poblasyon sa Limeño. Ang hindi gid nakon malipatan kanong itik bilang sang kamiyembro man namon sa may ang sa 4-piece kalahi kag SLP mayadya nga taho mabinuligon kag wala gid pag kag aktibo gid sa may barangay.
Convergence is a strategy that's adopted by the Aquino administration. It simply means the synchronization of the different interventions from the government as well as the private sector in a particular area to achieve a common goal. Now, for the Dswd, we have our own convergence strategy, and that is identified or presented through the Dswd. Dswd is just yung parang branding namin of the core programs of Dswd. Yung core programs naman is made up of 3 major programs of the Dswd, and that is ang Tawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, Sustainable Livelihood program, as well as Kalaki CIDSS. It's really making a dent on the fight against poverty, no? Marami na tayong mga magagandang istorya na naririnig. Pwede si Manong Itik. Actually, ang pangalan talaga niya ay Vicente. Ngayon, nakita natin si Mang Itik na meron na siyang skill in managing an investment like yung kanyang tindahan sa palengke. So, binigyan natin siya, pinahiram natin siya ng additional capital. At ngayon, matutuwa ka dahil ang nung una na isang maliit lang na espasyo, it has now expanded. So, naging 3 times bigger na ngayon yung kanyang tindahan. Ibig sabihin nun, lumalaki na ang kita ni Manong Itik.
Success is equal to Mang Itek's story.
Oo. At hindi lang siguro si Mang Itik, marami pang iba.
Let us review the most recent accomplishment report of the SLP program. The program started officially in 2011. The MIS system was created in 2012 and was only operationalized in April 2013. But the rollout of the system was interrupted because the devastation of Typhoon Yolanda required the deployment of all Dswd personnel in badly hurt areas of the country. The report shows that in 2013, the SLP program in Region 6 overshoot its target because of the backlog that was carried over in the previous year. By the end of the quarter in 2014, only 58% of the target number of household beneficiaries received program assistance. This year, of the 21,485 targeted household beneficiaries, a little more than half have attended the social preparation and capacity building program. Almost 7,000 families have received financial support in the SLP program, and majority of the funds had come from the Dswd SEA-K funding source. Let us now make a brief assessment of the accomplishment report. The Dswd personnel we interviewed said that the SLP program is an enhanced version of the former SEA-K, having the same structure and policies but having established more partnership with private and non-government organizations. These partnerships allow it to improve its training programs and added other sources of funding. Assuming that data are correct, 58% or half of the target were reached in terms of the social preparation intervention of SLP in its 2 years of implementation. These were also the number of participants who attended series of social preparation training. This will push project development officers to fast-track interventions to reach the 2015 targets and the 2014 backlogs. 62% of the target beneficiaries undergo capability building trainings, which includes technology trainings and business management courses. Looking at the data of social preparation and capability building, one will assume that 7% of the beneficiaries that had undergone capability trainings have not attended the social preparation trainings or have skipped the implementation process. Of the 13,365 beneficiaries who finished capability trainings, 52% were able to access funds. It is then assumed that the other half of the attendees have opted to pursue the employment track of the program. Most of the funds were accessed under the Dswd SEA-K scheme, or 81%, with a total amount of 35 million fund released. 90% of the beneficiaries accessed their fund from the MFIs with total amount of 5.4 million pesos.
Based on the limited data gathered, our learnings and insights on the Sustainable Livelihood Program of the Department of Social Welfare and Development are as follows. Poverty program in the country is highly fragmented. The definition of who are the poor differ from one agency to the other. There is a lack of integration and coordination of poverty reduction initiatives of government agencies. The success of the project depends to a large extent on the social processes and sustained participation of the stakeholders in all aspects of the project cycle. Sustainability can be achieved based on the understanding and commitment of all parties involved, especially the local government units. Extension service is vital in building sustainable projects. It is the link that bridges beneficiaries to technology, information, knowledge, and other resources. Putting in place mechanism of sustainability, that is, presence of technology providers who are accessible to beneficiaries at the time they need it, as well as a desired credit facility that could trigger the commercialization of the enterprise projects. SLP implementers are sometimes focused on reaching the targets that the quality of intervention suffers, not to mention the rigid institutional structure that has constrained the human and capital support. We also take into consideration the uniqueness of local community culture, structure, and mechanism in adopting a Western framework for community-driven enterprise strategy. The repayment rate is quite low and in declining trend because of the absence of accountability measures on the beneficiaries.
Due to limited time and the data gathered, discussion on the relevance, efficiency, effectiveness, impact, and sustainability of the program will be further explained in details in the project evaluation paper. For this presentation, we were able to come up with the following recommendations based on our general assessment of the Sustainable Livelihood Program of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. First, establish complete and accurate baseline information of the beneficiary before the start of the project intervention to facilitate determination of project impacts on periodic basis. Second, holistic approach of the PDOs or the project development officers to enterprise development. Retooling of frontline implementers from the concept of just facilitating the process to capacitating specific enterprise intervention or value chain approach, since they will be the anchor of beneficiary in its step towards commercialization of the enterprise. Third, clustering of enterprises by district. This would encourage PDOs
to focus and master the development process and linkages of a certain enterprise. Fourth, enhancing the monitoring tool to capture and document the dynamics of each case. Cases documented are all successful. Not much has been written about failed projects. We view that it is more important to document the unsuccessful cases as basis of intervention, analysis, and reforms.
Next is the integration and coordination of all poverty reduction initiatives of the government. This will ensure efficiency of funds utilization and use of other government resources and lessen duplication of intervention. Another one is to put in place a feasible exit policy of the project intervention. This will be the foundation of the sustainability of the intervention. There is also a need to address infrastructure deficiencies. This is in terms of hard and the soft infrastructure that is needed for the project. The pursuit of the real convergence of government agencies, convergence initiatives that are not only on paper but are also doable, and one that can be felt at the grassroots level. And lastly, incentivize program development officers that deliver good performing enterprises.
Why do we tell stories? We are fond of telling stories. Stories of Mang Itik, Aling Basilia, and Aling Gloria. Stories about poverty, struggles, hardships, and triumphs of the human spirit amidst adversities and challenges. We tell stories because few people do something about it. We tell stories because we don't want future generations to know that we have become apathetic to the sufferings around us. We don't intend to change the world. We just hope someone else would listen and find the answer. We tell stories again and again because we are afraid that we might forget.